you know what I mean, not on different levels. So to me, now that we've been talking about this, yeah, it needs to be discussed when something's official. Don't ever just assume anything.
Right. Because 10 years down the road, I might feel different, but that doesn't mean your mind frame change.
Period.
So, but I think we should be periodically checking in with, hey, where's your heart at?
Where we at with this?
Eventually, once my feelings change for you and I feel that, I have more of a connection, or I actually want to be more of a part of your life, I'm going to voice that to you.
Of course. Of course.
And I feel like
communicating.
Right. And out of respect for my feelings and the respect you have for me, you should let me know that, it's not that way. It'll never be that way. Or before we let these years progress down the road and you wasted this time.
Indeed.
Because, it's a lot of men out there and females.
And women, yes. Yes.
That's just playing the field. And that's what we do. And a lot of it is for convenience. It's to gain. It's to get ahead.
And they might be thinking they doing that for the moment. But then get themselves in a situation. We might look on the outside that they damn, you got a great marriage. You doing this, you doing that. But they're going through sheer hell. Because of something they thought. And now they thinking about the motherfucker they was with. Like, that was a good-ass man. Or that was a good-ass woman.
You're right.
But I thought the grass was greener over here. So this is where I went. Because you kept your playing field open. So now you over here, you didn't settle with this. Now you're going through sheer hell. And nobody knows it but you.
Right. Right. And you could have pushed a person to the side that actually could have been a change in your life. But, a lot of people don't look at relationship as growth. It's mainly first thing that's looked at is the physical attraction.
Or to me now, it's looked at as a business decision.
That
you get what I'm saying? How stable is this person gonna keep me?
Right, but it's kind of always lopsided when it's compared to that, because it's always a person that's out there with nothing trying to find somebody with something that's gonna keep them afloat. A lot of men that's out there that run into women that are equal or actually more successful to them, they tend to steer away from those and go towards the females that need them more.
That's because it's a control factor at that point. But to me, I feel like it's an equal thing. It's an equal spread across the board. Because I don't just worry about what you bring into the table for us to eat. I'm definitely bringing to the table.
Right.
And I mean just what I'm saying. I'm going to bring the table. So, you know what I mean? To me, again, it's people's mind frames. Some people don't know how to get out there and go get it. So, of course, they're looking for that person to make it official with, so that's going to take care of them. But then if something happens and everything goes wrong, then where does that leave you?
But is it really people out there, though, that's willing to, take the chance with, another person without,
yes, there is.
Without looking for the convenience or the not the commitment, but the convenience and the growth. Like, well, we're supposed to be willing to grow, but most people are just looking for the gain, So whatever that is, whether you're going to bring them a pack of cigarettes, something to eat,
well, what happens when they tired of playing the game? You see what I'm saying? So people got to go in this, like, really thinking about it. Not just for now or for a couple of years. Let's really take it and thinking about it long term. Do I want to be dealing with this for the rest of my goddamn life? Or do I want something strong or real with somebody, a foundation, somebody I can build with grow with. Matter of fact, create an empire with.
Right, but that's not thought of in the first, couple days of knowing somebody. So how long do you think it takes? That's what I'm saying. Is it 3 months, 6 months down the road before you even know if this is a person that you want to be with? Because a lot of people get caught up in the fact and say, hey, listen, I've been dealing with this person for this long, so I might as well keep dealing with them. When that's not the truth, because change happens at any given point in your life.
True. It's kind of hard to say because to me, personally, it only takes maybe 3 months, 6 months to a year for you to feel like if you want to be with this person, can you deal with this person for the rest of your life? But then you have people who can fake who they are for a while. Or is it we're really just ignoring the red flags?
Right.
Because I be watching shows. Motherfuckers been with somebody for 2-3 years. And the whole time they murdering people. So, it's kind of hard to say. To me, it's only 3 months. You got to do your research on a person. We have to. Right. I have lived and learned that you have to do your research.
But in the first 3 months, it's normally like honeymooning.
True.
You just trying to figure out what you like about the person. Then the next 3 months after, that's what you learn and what you dislike about the person. So I feel that at 6 months, you should know if this is the type of person you actually want to move forward with.
I'm going to say this.
Or just quit.
To me, you really know who a person is when you move in. Because now you're around each other 24.
Right.
Now you see what you really can't deal with this person or what you don't like. Like, damn, okay, it's one thing living in your separate households.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you merge, it's completely different.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Right. But do you think that you have to actually live together to be in a relationship?
No. But a lot of people would say different.
Right. And I kind of, I'm kind of comfortable with the fact that it's just me and the kids. And I only move at my will, So if I don't feel like cooking, I don't necessarily have to do that versus when I have a significant other to where I feel like it's more of an obligation for me to do that. So it's kind of comfortable not to have that commitment, although we all want that type of commitment at one point in our life. But maybe I think that I'm just not at that point.
Right. But again, I'm going to say this. It's the individual. Because me, myself, I cook on a constant. And I don't have to have a significant other. That's just what I do. Why? Because I have kids.
Right.
So I make sure it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between.
Right.
Even if I'm just dealing, that's just me. I fox with the kids. So I'm a cooker. I'll cook for the babies. Make sure they eat. So no man has to be in my life for me to do what I do normally.
And I agree with you because I have kids too, and I cook. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that it's not a burden. Like, it's not a have to. It's not a must that I do that.
Oh, whether if I have a significant other there or not, it's not a must. Because I can have their ass make some noodles.
Right.
I just enjoy cooking.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's just who I am as a human being, as an individual.
Right. But that's just an example. Because that's just one of the responsibilities of being in a relationship. I'm not just talking about cooking. I'm talking about the whole aspect of, I don't have to have sex unless I want to have sex. And, I don't have to rub nobody's back. It's just certain things that you do when you're catering to your king. That I'm not burdened with right now because I don't have that other person in my life, but not to say that I don't want it.
It's a burden, right? I'm saying, but if that person is there, is it considered to you a burden?
Well, it's not a burden, but I'm saying it's a burden if we don't have that establishment. If you're not my actual person, if we haven't established that you are that person to me,
bet.
Now
You just
it's
somebody
a
that's
burden
wham bam, thank you
because
ma'am,
now
fair
you want me
exchange,
to
no
come.
robberies. You
Right.
can't expect none of that.
Now you want me to come rub your back. You want me to cook. You want me to do your kids' hair. You want me to, do all these different things, your laundry and things that a woman would do for her man. But
we
yeah,
not
I
on
don't
that
have
level.
that commitment with you. We don't even have that agreement with each other. And that's where I think the line should be drawn. Because if we're just sex partners, then we should just be treating each other like sex partners.
That's what it, fair exchange, no robbery.
Exactly.
You came to give me a service, do your service. I gave you my service, get on.
But don't lead me to believe that there's something more with your actions. Because your actions is showing me different. But then when I assume that there's a title on what we're doing, I'm being delusional because it wasn't something that we agreed upon.
Because when your service is stopped, you see, that's what I'm saying. So it's definitely, yes. Now just having this conversation, it should definitely be spoke about when it's official.
Right. And
because we should not be assuming that something's official. And then when we go on with the whole services of being official, and then it was like, well, you introduced me to somebody and I'm just your friend. Or that's just a homie. Like 10 years, nigga. And you still...
Right.
You saying that?
Right.
So at that point, then we have to show ownership. The other person has to show ownership. Like, you know what? I've been a damn fool this whole time. I've been being used. It ain't been official. It's been convenient.
Especially.
So we have to understand the difference.
Right. Especially when you are giving 100% to this person and showing them who you are 100%. With no bias, and even though you don't have that title, you're still putting in the effort and the actions to show this person, hey, listen, I am with you and I'm for you. But people, sometimes people don't see you for that, and because you're putting out that genuine person of who you are, they take that shit for granted. Like, you're
and that's
you're
the second
gullible.
part. Because when you are who you are genuinely, you can't be no other way else.
Right.
So, I mean, to me, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, when you're going into these relationships or so-called, or, having relations with people, just coming into contact with one another, whether you meet at the club, the grocery store, the library, it doesn't matter. If you're feeling somebody, please have communication. Please don't lead people on, man or woman. Because at the end of the day, you're hurting people. And this is how people end up dead, low-key.
And please don't be afraid to reiterate what relationship you're in, no matter at what point in time you're in it. You can do it every month. But you have to establish who you are. So we're going to wrap it up with the show for today. Please tune back in with us tomorrow at the same time, noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Please tune in to Instagram at _dilemma_podcast or Facebook at The Dilemma with your host, Shantae.
And I'm your host, Gemini.
And we're based in Las Vegas, where the sin is the city. Please hit us with any questions or comments on Instagram at _dilemma_podcast or Facebook at The Dilemma. And if you want to be a part of the show, please hit us at 702-605-4836. Casting hours are Mondays and Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time.